Welcome to Whippoorwill Holler. I'm Miss Lori, and this is Mr. Brown. We live in the hills of Arkansas. We love the Lord. Keepers of the old way, but accept some of the new. We love to cook, and we love to eat. We love to garden. It's in our blood. It's how we stay sustainable and fill our pantry. We do a lot of canning and preserving. We live a sustainable life. We love our family. We work hard. And every once in a while, we like to dance. So y'all join us. Okay, we're going to be making a Mountain Dew cake today for my youngest daughter's birthday. She loves Mountain Dew cake. All of my kids love it. And the recipe comes from this book, and I want you to look how awful. I've had this book since 2001, and I have spilt, and I have used this book so much. My cousin Julie gave it to me from Texas. When I call Mama Julie, she's like a mama to me. It's apples to zucchini, and I absolutely love this recipe book. But this is where this recipe come from, and the first time I made it, the recipe come from this book. And it just calls for, this is a lemon supreme cake mix, Duncan Hines. The recipe calls for orange and a box of lemon instant pudding, a cup of oil, 10 ounces of Mountain Dew. And I just get the little cans of Mountain Dew is what I get. And I think there comes 6, something like that. And I'll use it again. And it calls for 4 eggs, but my eggs are real little from my young chickens, so I'm going to be using 6 of the small eggs. But this goes together really, really quick. I've heated my oven to 350. Now, this is not the healthiest cake in the world, but it's a good one. It's an easy one, and it's what Allie wants, so that's what Allie's going to get. I always ask my kids if they want a pie or cobbler or cake for their birthday. And so that's what they always look forward to. I'm making this one in a bundt pan. You can make it in a 9x13 cake pan. You can make it in 2 8-inch round cake pans. You can make it into cupcakes. I'm just mixing my lemon supreme cake mix and my lemon instant pudding, my 2 dry ingredients, and we're just going to mix them up good, kind of get them together. Now, the original icing for this is a cooked icing, and it's sugar and cornstarch and crushed pineapple with the juice, and it's good that way too. But the way we like it is simple. And after my cake is cooked, I'm going to put a cup of oil on here. After my cake's cooked and cools just a little bit, I make drizzle icing out of the rest of my Mountain Dew and powdered sugar. And I pour that over the cake. So we're going to put our eggs in here. And like I said, the recipe calls for 4, but my eggs are little, so I'm using 6 to make the difference up. My hens are still really young, and their eggs are kind of small. As the hens get older, their eggs get a little bigger. But I'm telling you, these eggs are delicious. This is one of them cakes that come together so easy and so quick, and it's so good that if you need to throw something together, go to a potluck or a church get-together or to a friend's house real quick, or you got somebody coming over that you need to throw something together. This is a good one right here, and it's just so good. It is so moist. It's one of the moistest cake I've ever ate, and I think it's because of that pudding, and it's just so good. And the Mountain Dew that we're fixing to put in here. Now, we don't drink Mountain Dew at all, but we do like the Mountain Dew cake. And it's just as easy for me to stir this cake together by hand than to get the mixture out and dirty it up. So we're going to put 10 ounces of Mountain Dew in here. And each one of these cans, I think, is a 7.5 ounce can, but I don't need all that. So what I have left is what I'll use to make my icing with. So you just pour that in there, and that's all there is to that cake. It'll kind of remind you of a lemon pound cake, but just a little bit more moist than even a pound cake. And we're just going to stir this up good. Allie is she is a really good, she's probably one of my best eaters. And what I mean by that is she really watches what she eats, and she eats really healthy. I'm not saying she don't, every once in a while she might goof up and eat something fattening or something, but she does eat really healthy. So making her this cake doesn't make me feel guilty, because every once in a while in moderation, you just got to splurge every once in a while. So I've sprayed my bundt pan, and it's a non-stick bundt pan, but I still like to spray them. And I'm putting my cake in here, and I'm going to scrape the bowl good. We're going to put this in a 350 oven, and I'm going to check it after 25 minutes. It'll take anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. Now, if you make this in a 9x13 pan, it may not take as long. But just check it after 20 minutes anyways. So let's get this in the oven. And then when it comes out, we'll cool it a little bit and put our icing on. Okay, let's make our quick icing for a Mountain Dew cake. And I'm just going to take, probably a half a cup of powdered sugar. I don't know, we may go 3/4 of a cup. Depends on how much icing you want on there. 3/4 to 1 cup of powdered sugar. And now we're going to put a couple of tablespoons. Now, that was probably too much. If you get it too thin, just put you a little bit more powdered sugar in there. And this is just a little bit too thin. So I'm going to put another 1/4 a cup, which will make it a cup. Stir that up and see what kind of thickness we got now. I'm going to put just a little bit more. Still not quite thick enough for me. I want it to drizzle, but I still don't want it too thin. And that feels about right. Now you can put a little bit of vanilla in here if you want to, but it really doesn't need it. That's really all you need for your cake. And there's the cake out of the oven. Pretty, isn't it? Now all we're going to do is pour this icing over. And if you wanted to, while it's still warm, you could poke a few holes in the top of it where it kind of soaked through, and just kind of pour it over the top. A lot of that's going to go to the middle, and when it sets up, you can kind of take a spoon and bring that if you wanted to. Sometimes I just leave it. When they cut the cake, they just kind of scoop up some of that good icing out of the middle. And that did make quite a bit of icing. And that's all you need. It's a good cake. Mountain Dew cake. So is that cake any good? It's your favorite cake, isn't it?
It's very good.
Wonder how come. How come Mountain Dew's your favorite cake? Mountain Dew cake.
Maybe because it's just different.
Moist. Good.
Moist, it's good.
So, how old you going to be?
32.
32 years old.
That makes me old.
That makes us older, sis.
Mm.
And it don't seem like it's been too long ago. She was a little girl.
Yep. Not too long ago. She used to help me clean squirrels.
I remember her back there in her little dress and her sandals. And she'd have one holding them little squirrel legs while you skin them squirrels.
She wasn't stout enough to hold them, but she'd try. And
I got a picture. She said.
Probably got a squirrel on her dress.
We're not trying to embarrass you, Al.
No, it's fine.
Anyways, happy birthday, sis.
And I taught her to shoot like Annie Oakley, too.
Yeah, she's a good shot. For sure.
And one time she went squirrel hunting. And she's older in high school. And she come back and she had 2 big black snakes that were like, one of them probably 5-6 foot long.
And you can imagine how freaked out her mother was.
She found these snakes out in the woods and killed both of them.
When I was squirrel hunting, yeah.
They were hanging from the trees, weren't they? Or not?
I think they were in the tree.
Because y'all come back saying, you will not believe how many black snakes is in there. You just weren't scared of nothing, was you?
She still ain't.
We still skin stuff together, though.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a good birthday, sis.
Thank you for making me the cake.
You're welcome.